Now, while we go off to have a look at Biddy's website, here's Laura to tell you what else is available online.
This week's Get It is about using the internet and technology to find information and access services in the community. You'd be amazed just how much you can do nowadays without ever having to leave your home. All you need is a computer and an internet connection. If you've ever had to renew your motor tax, you might have memories of long queues, taking tickets, lots of documents and checks. Well, that's all changed. Now you can go to your local authority's website and pay your tax online. You need your car details and a bank account. Once you've filled in a form, your new tax disc will be sent to you in the post. Easy as that. Want to go to a concert? Just go to ticketmaster.ie and buy your tickets online. The same is true for cinema tickets, airline tickets and even rail tickets. Speaking of travel, you can now go online to find out the time of the next train to Westport, the sailing to Holyhead or the flight to Barcelona. And if you go to mowalia.ie, you'll be able to check out what's happening in your area, along with information about local groups and services. The list goes on. Now granted, not everything is available online just yet, but there is more and more available all the time.
Red FM's Music Marathon plays next.
30 minutes non-stop music.
No ads. Red FM.
Hi, I'm here to see Colin.
Yeah, no bother. Take a seat. Can I get your name?
Biddy McDonald.
Take a seat there.
I'm just here at 96 FM to do a voiceover for our webpage for the local women's groups.
Biddy, how are you?
Hi,
nice to meet
Colin.
you. Do you want to follow me and shall we get on record?
Thanks.
Super. After you.
30 minutes non-stop music.
How are you keeping?
Well, this is just what we want to record
Okay.
and the voiceover for our webpage.
Lovely stuff. Okay.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll just set you up over here by the microphone. So if you just want to, standing is probably the better thing. If you just put these on you, and we just test for level and stuff, so you can hear yourself, and so I can get a level on the microphone and stuff.
Okay.
So if you want to put those on you,
Okay.
I'll go over to the computer. Okay.
Welcome to the Cork Travellers Education Council website. This site is the result of many years of hard work by a group of travel women who had a dream of a better way forward.
Perfect.
The result of many years. The Cork Council website. This site is the result of many years of hard work.
Okay, Biddy. Thanks very much. There you
Thanks
go.
very
No
much,
problem.
Brian.
No problem.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Biddy was one of the first members of the Cork Travellers Women's Network, who helped to fund and organise many groups in the area. One of their most successful is a literacy group for traveller women of all ages.
This is St John's College and I'm here to do my ECDL and hopefully get a few pictures for our webpage. Well, in St John's College we have over 100 students and we go there once every week, every Thursday night, and that's running for the past 4 or 5 years. And we started off with 16 women and as it says we have over 100, and we do from one-to-one to ECDL. The role of the travel woman has changed in the travel community for in the past couple of years, especially education, and why she's the one who's pushing the children all the time to stay in school. There is a lot more available now for travelling women, even going out to the groups. They can access things through the groups that they never would have accessed before. There's a lot of travelling women doing the computers now, so that has opened their mind up to a lot that a few years ago they never would have thought it had. And there's actually women in St John's College now that never would have taken a pencil in their hand, and now they're in there like and they're writing and reading away. Now we're doing a course, it's called ECTL, and we're doing the first test last year, and we did very well in that, and we're doing that this year as well, so we're hoping to pass that, so that's what I'm aiming for now. We'd have our disc and we'd have all our stuff in that disc.
You get CD-ROMs everywhere these days, from computer shops, free in newspapers, even with your free Read Right Now 5-pack. Every computer now has a CD-ROM drive like this. Pressing the button on the front makes a drawer come out. Put your disc on it, press the button again, and the CD is taken back into the computer. Now, every CD-ROM is slightly different, but there are some common words and phrases you should see. Let's look at a few of these. The word menu is very common, and just as the menu in a restaurant tells you what food is available, a CD menu tells you what software is available on a disc. In this example, the Equal Skills CD menu has 4 choices or options. You can choose whichever option you like by clicking on it. Let's try looking in the section Introduction to the Desktop. Now, computer screens are often laid out a little differently to pages in a book. At the top, you'll normally see a heading. The main information is in a box in the middle of the screen, and the buttons that allow you to move around are at the bottom. The Go On button flashes when you need to go on to the next screen. If you want to go back over anything, just click on the Go Back button. When you're finished, click on the Quit button to close the program. So while every CD-ROM is slightly different, they all tend to have on-screen buttons and instructions telling you what to do next. And if you ever get stuck, just look for the X or Quit button. Another of the groups Biddy is involved in is held in the Farnree Family Centre. They meet every Thursday morning and are currently working on a unique project.
Hi, Mark.
Very nice this morning, Biggie. Thanks. Very colourful.
Okay, Helen, what's we doing this morning?
Patches, all the patches from the different groups. We've about 18, 19.
Travellers in Cork are doing a project for 2005, and it's a wagon project, it's called. We're doing one quilt as a wall hanging for it to be hung in the museum, and that would involve like all of the groups would do different patches from campfires and cooking stuff they used to use years ago, and clothes they used to wear years ago. And that'll be as a wall hanging inside in the museum, and we're hoping to get that finished now within the next couple of weeks. Would you mind if I do a small bit of video of what you're doing there? So, well, we hope that it will give people like a better insight into the travelling community. We are trying to get on with our life, and we're trying to do the best that we can for our families, and we are contributing to our communities as well.
The Wagon project began in January 2004. Their aim was to have it and all the associated projects completed by the end of December so they could participate in the Cork 2005 City of Culture celebration. Mary O'Sullivan is one of the coordinators of the Cork Travellers Women's Network.
Hi Mary.
Hi Biddy.
Hi, I'm just here to see how the wagon is progressing, and mind if you take a picture of it.
This project here is it's a project of the Cork Traveller Women's Network, and I suppose we're actually building a life-size barrel top wagon as an educational programme. It also fits into the Traveller Literacy Scheme element of the work that we're doing. It's a learning by doing project. The impact it has had on the community as a whole has been huge on a cultural level, but also on an educational level.
You know, if I click on the play intro,
Yeah.
you
Welcome
can
to
hear.
the Cork Travellers Education Council website.
That's great, isn't it? So immediately you get a feeling for the person who's actually set up the site as well, which is great. By hearing their voice, it makes it more personal.
Absolutely. Biddy's site would be based on a standard template that
Yeah.
all of the community and voluntary groups will get. And then what we've done is we've worked with Biddy to customise it.
Smile down there.
And we're training her, and we'll be training her more on how she's going to use the template to personalise it even more and add her community information up.
While Biddy has been sorted, and more to be sorted in the coming years, I've no doubt, here's a look back at what we covered in today's programme.
In this week's reading tip, we looked at some of the common items you might have to read if you put a CD-ROM into your computer. We learned how words like menu, help and exit can be very useful as you follow on-screen instructions. Our writing tip explained how we need to format letters differently when we are writing formally. Your address goes in the top right, the address of the person to whom you're sending the letter goes to the left, and the letter begins with something like "to whom it may concern" and ends with "yours sincerely." We learned that ly is added to words to tell us more about an action, as in loudly and quickly. But sometimes, if the word we want to change ends in y, we need to change that y to an I, as in happily and angrily. And finally, this week's Get It was about using the internet to do many things online, such as paying your motor tax, checking your bank balance, and buying cinema tickets.
Well, Tim, thanks very much indeed for showing me around.
You're
telling
welcome.
me about Moalia, and on behalf of Biddy, her group and every group like Biddy's, well done and a great job.
Thanks very much.
Okay, that's all we have for in this programme. We'll be back again in the new year, and I'll be looking at literacy classes for non-nationals living in Ireland. So until then, goodbye.
Media